Hello, welcome back to Let Supreme Ghost Thief. We are continuing on Keeper of the Prophecies campaign. We're going to play mission 2 called Hallucinations today. This is the mission I remember enjoying the most from this campaign, way back when I played it 15 years ago, and when we playing it ahead of this recording. I stand by that, at least so far. From what I remember of the remaining missions, they're good, but this one is sort of the one that stands out, so hope you're looking forward to this. I'm going to load up the end of the Enterprise, and the first part is just going to be a briefing mission, a Camvader mission, so we'll just follow the story here, and then we'll talk about the specific mission afterwards.
Time. It is the enemy of the living and the dead. We live our lives. We tell our stories. Then we die. And time has the audacity to march on without us. "47 years ago, the Hammerites cleared this land and set a cornerstone within what was then known as the Deep Wood. And to the great dismay of the darker forces who once lived there, the cathedral would rise up to become the most magnificent building ever constructed. The hands of 5,000 masons laid stone upon stone, year upon year, and the hands of 75,000 pious Hammerites paid their tithes, week by week, until the great edifice took shape and became what we now see. It was to stand forever, they said, against every form of evil. Yet those who were alive at the beginning, the workmen, the priests, and the ordinary tithe-payers, most have since died. So much for that end to every form of evil. Like the Hammerites, my father was a great believer in his own destiny. As his life drew to a close, he secretly began to eliminate anyone who might stand in the way of his last will and testament. And as he quietly killed off all claims to his inheritance, I discovered and told him whatever he needed to know. It was not an easy way to survive. For my father, you must understand, was Solustus, the second Lord and Master of the Enterprise. And I was his faithful daughter, Alicia. Then there was Garrett, a keeper of the prophecies, they say, although he would never admit to this. Seeking riches from a lord named Constantine, he lost an eye for his trouble. And even though the score had since been settled, Garrett wandered the streets in a darkness of his own making, until one day, my father took an interest in him. Solustus was now a very old man, and some even whispered that he might wish to make Garrett the third Lord of the Enterprise. And so it was entirely natural for me to observe this Garrett at close hand, in order to send my father the most reliable information about him. And that is what I did. One night, after watching Garrett drink himself into a stupor, I decided to act. He was becoming ever more depressed, yet he chose to do nothing about his missing eye, even though the Hammerites had promised him a new mechanical eye, which held remarkable, perhaps even magical powers. But as I returned to the old village with Garrett's new eye, I was chased, then attacked, and the eye was taken from me. Later, Garrett himself found my body lying in a pool of blood. And as preposterous as it might seem, I've been dead ever since, floating through this world as a formless apparition. And now we see Garrett, struggling through his nightly rounds, a trek made more difficult now that he has been poisoned by someone who would rather see him dead than ever take possession of my father's estate. I do what I can to help him along, but the healing vials he will find tonight are only a temporary measure, to keep him alive long enough until I can find a more permanent solution.
All right, so a long briefing there, and this is now mission 2, Hallucinations. You have been poisoned. Before the good townsfolk discover your rotting corpse, discover some hard evidence about who might be trying to kill you. Mortician McGatfrey is known to have a pocket watch that might come in handy on a night like this. Find it. Professionals never leave a trail of blood. Do not kill anything not already dead. So, this mission is very unique, and for that reason I found it a little bit difficult to plan how I was going to approach it, because since we've been poisoned, we're going to lose health at regular intervals. However, we're going to lose health randomly. So we start with only 4 health potions, and we could lose 1 every minute. We could go 10 minutes without losing a single health. So that is going to be random. So what I could do is I could, every time I've gone a little while without losing, I could save, and then every time I lose one, I could reload so that we don't lose any. I feel that's an engine exploitation, so I'm not going to do that. That doesn't seem right to me. It seems like using the system too much. However, in my opinion, it is okay for us to heal ourselves. This is not, it's a bust normally to lose health, but since it's scripted in the mission, that's not going to be a bust. And the rules don't say anything about taking any healing as long as you don't take a healing potion. because potions are not allowed following Supreme rules. But there are ways of healing ourselves without taking a healing potion, and that is what I think I can use. So I'm going to do that. So we should actually be able to perfect Supreme Ghost this mission. But the other weird thing about this mission is that there's a real timer. There's a clock that goes. We have plenty of time. That's not a problem, but certain things will happen at certain times of the mission that I want to try to be ahead of. I don't want to try to run into a bunch of enemies when I don't need to. So I'm going to move through the mission a little bit fast at times and then slow down and rather reload so that I don't have to waste time explaining for the actual run. So hopefully that won't be too frustrating. I want to show you everything there is in the mission. I want to read everything. Luckily when we read things, the timer stops. It doesn't go when we are in a readable. The pocket watch here, the reason why we have this as an objective is because the pocket watch actually tells time. There is a clock tower in the mission, but we're not always going to be in view of that clock tower to see the time. So this pocket watch actually updates the compass to now be a compass with a clock. So we can actually follow the time wherever we are in the mission. However, this objective here will not check off by getting or taking the pocket watch. It actually will check off getting close to it. So you don't need to pick it up. So I'm not actually going to pick this up, which means that at a certain time we will actually lose our current compass, and I'm not going to take this one because it's unnecessary. So we're not going to have a compass for part of the mission. Not that that's going to be a problem. So we are going to talk to Alicia here to begin with, and also talk to the keeper. So there's going to be a couple of sort of cutscenes in mission here.
If I didn't know any better, I'd swear I felt like dog shit.
At least, Garrett, you're still alive. Garrett?
I didn't come here to visit you.
I know what you think about me.
Oh, really? And how is it that you can read my mind?
The fact that you avoid my grave says enough. Garrett, I did not betray you.
That's not what your father said.
You must believe me.
Yeah, well, I don't. And besides, how can it matter anymore? Even if you weren't spying on me, you're still dead, Lisha. Even if you won't go away.
It matters more than I could possibly say. And if you no longer have any hope, then you will never act when the time comes to act.
You're beginning to sound just like the Keepers.
Being dead adds a certain, shall we say, perspective on life. What the Keepers know and what they say is no longer a mystery to me.
How about if you leave the living to me and the dying to you?
Because you are dying too, Garrett. Need I remind you? And you have but one chance to live. The Keepers are in this place tonight. Listen to their advice, and for your own sake, do as they say.
Why do you care so much about this?
You must believe me, and you must believe the Keepers. Listen to them now, Garrett, and do exactly as they say.
So now we got another objective, and that is the Keepers are in the cemetery, locate them. So I'm going to make a real save here. So 136. On Expert, we have 65 minutes. I think on Hard we have an hour and a half, and on Normal 2 hours. 65 minutes is going to be plenty. And we need to stay, actually, a little bit after we are preferring to be done for a very specific reason, and I'll explain that as well. Okay, so this mission has a lot of healing potions around. There's one here. This one a little bit further up. This is the cemetery from Blackmail, by the way. Alicia, daughter to Celestis II, born under the Raven Moon in the 19th year of Lutetia de Perisiorum. Died under the Owl Moon in the 40th year of Forsythius the Just. I think that's the only gravestone that is possible to highlight. And here's another healing potion right here. When you get close to them, you can hear a little holy music here when you get close to them. There is an actual haunt in here, I think, that can alert. Yeah. There's a haunt in here. but I don't think he can get out. But this is a bust, what we did right here. So we're not going to do that. Okay. We're going to go see the keepers right away. There's nothing else. Here's an invisibility potion and 2 moss arrows, which we do not need.
Garrett, with whom do you speak this night?
As a matter of fact, Caliph, it's the ghost of an old associate of mine. You keepers do believe in ghosts, don't you?
It is the effect of the poison. You are hallucinating.
This headache of mine is no hallucination.
Nevertheless, the council has met, and it has been resolved that you must leave our world to find a more pure form of healing. The poison in you is far too powerful for any antidote known in this world.
I always like how you keepers offer me alternatives.
You can choose to stay and die, or you can leave.
Yeah, and die somewhere else? Some choice.
Perhaps you do not understand how far matters have progressed, my friend. If you die in the coming days, then all that was foretold about you will be lost.
If it was foretold about me, then why doesn't it just happen?
That is not how sacred matters unfold. You must leave tonight as soon as possible. There is no time for argument. Please, Garrett, listen to what Keeper Orlet has to say.
We are aware of an ancient precursor portal. We cannot tell you where it leads, but we can say that you must exit our world by this very gateway before the midnight hour. For on the last stroke of midnight, the foolish Hammerites plan to destroy this device. Gather the armaments from your home, then find your way into the new Hammerite Cathedral. There you will find what you seek.
Carefully observe the passing of time this night. For until the town clock strikes midnight, the portal will remain open. But if you have not yet crossed into the unknown by the last tolling of the midnight hour, then all will be lost. Now go, quickly.
It would have been nice to warn me ahead of time, but no. It always has to line up with their damn prophecies. I wonder what would happen if I used their dusty old books to heat my apartment. Sure might save on firewood.
Okay, so now we have an extra objective. Before you can access the precursor portal, you must first enter the Hammerite area. Find your way inside the cathedral gate before 10 o'clock. So that's why it ends up being 65 minutes in total here. There are 4 moss arrows here, not 2. So we don't actually have to close this here because they opened it, so then it's not required. Okay, there's a conversation I'm going to listen to here inside one of the buildings. So I'm going to reload afterwards because it takes a little while.
No! I will not hear of this lunacy any longer. You must reconsider. Please, Herolius, turn away from this insanity.
Medephone, my dear wife, I do not pursue this course out of lunacy, for it is the very order of the hammer which doth betray us by refusing to change with the times.
And you, an old man, are you ready to change? To leave all that you have ever known? And why? To follow some wayward priest and alchemist. You are wrong, Herolius. So very, very wrong. And I must say that if you leave me this night to join the insurrection, I am done with you.
I will do what I must.
Then you will do it without me. Leave now, and do not return, for I will never again look upon your face.
Okay, so I'm not really sure what that conversation is supposed to be about. Probably somebody who seeks to join the mechanists rather than the Hammerites or something like that. I'm not sure if it has any kind of external connection to any other play or story that I don't know about. So enlighten me if you think it has some kind of relevance. We're not going to listen to that. Instead, we are going to head to our apartment. And that we can do by simply frobbing this big gate here. That gate doesn't actually open.
Good. Time to get out of here while I still can.
So this is Garrett's apartment then. In here, there's a note. Mr. Garrett, as you suggested, I have routed the wiring to your cupboard door latch through the attic, taking advantage of how you wish the release to be located in the ceiling. Assistant Hunter, Old Village Electricians. So that is right here. That opens this. This is the scroll that just has the contract that we read at the end of mission 1. So you can read it if you want to. Moreover, in the weapons cache here, you have 2 healing potions, a speed potion, 3 fire arrows, a gas arrow, scouting orb, 2 flash bombs, 3 water arrows, a mine, a gas mine, 2 flares, 6 moss arrows, and then the contract proposal. In the fireplace, you have the Welcome to Celestis Industries readable that we also read in mission 1. Talks about the information extraction devices and all that. So again, you can read it if you want to. And then in the bedroom, you have 5 rope arrows and 25 broadhead arrows. Are we going to need rope arrows? I don't think so. No. We are not going to need any rope arrows. I didn't think about that. Let me just go through my head if we need one. No. We need 1 arrow, but that can be a water arrow. So we're not going to need anything else here. Nope. So we should be good. We can reload and just get on our way here. So I have to be at a certain place before a certain time. So I'm going to be a little bit quick. Try to reduce sort of unimportant matters. There's another conversation I'm going to listen to coming up here.
Portus, what is thy decision? Art thou with us, or dost thou yet cling to thy Hammerite ways?
What is my decision? I have made my decision, Cog, and I will speak it plainly. With my hammer as I smash thy wayward skull.
So they just end up fighting here. So we don't want to. So this seems like this time period is right in the insurrection, if you will, of the mechanists, right?
What is thy decision? Art thou with us, or dost thou yet cling to thy hammer?
Hey, buddy. You look like someone who can help me. Could you give a go at this door? The missus. She's locked me out again. Says I can't come home drunk. Good thing I'm not.
So we will pick that open for him. And close it again. He will head in here. We can't go in there. There's nothing to do there.
Kevel, is that you? What are you doing down there, Kevel? Wrecking my house again, I
Pick up a stack of copper coins.
Get up here this instant and present
And then in his house there's also... This door can't be opened, but there is Kevel's house key that we will need to leave this place.
What is the matter with you, Kevel? I wash your clothes, I buy your food, I clean this house, and I get in return a lazy, stinking, drunken lecher for a husband. Where have you been, Kevel? I can't stay up all night waiting for you to come home, don't you know? I swear, you've been seeing that woman again, haven't you? Well, you can just be sure I'll have your head this time if it's true. You can't keep spending my money like this. I swear, Kevel, find a broom and clean up that mess you're making. I don't want to come down in the morning to find so much as a shard of glass on that floor. Now get your ass in here anyway. And how did you get in anywhere? I swear I locked that door, Kevel. Are you listening to me, Kevel?
Garrett should say something here too, I think.
It's no wonder that guy's got a drinking problem.
Yeah. There. Okay. Wait. Okay, I didn't know that there was a guy there, actually. Okay. Good. Okay, so now we're in the street. Okay, now that replays. So now we can take a look at our map. So we have now gone from Garrett's place, and we're actually now right by West Bridge. Which we're right south of, so we're in this location right now. Now, the map is sort of split into two, where it goes like this, and then town square like that. So everything south of this we have access to right now. So we have this street and the town square. We can't get into the cathedral until we're done with the mission, and there's nothing to do in here. That's for mission 3. And we were in the cemetery. Now, getting to the northern parts of the mission is one of the challenges. There are a certain number of ways to do so. I would say there are a total of 3 ways, at least. You can go through a gate here, or there's 4 ways. You can go through a gate here. But that is not supposed to be done from this side. You can, though. You can lean through the gate and get the lever. I'm not going to do that, just in case anyone thinks that's an engine exploit. I don't think it is, because you can lean through many gates. There's also a building right here that you can go through. You can go by the river under the bridge. And you can also use a secret, the Easter egg, that I will show you, that will also take you to the northern parts. No, there's 5 ways. There's also a patroller that eventually spawns. There are actually many patrollers that spawn at certain regular intervals. So it will be beneficial for us to go through this mission fairly quickly. And one of those patrollers can go through a gate here that you can sneak in behind him or after him as he does so. So we're going to clean the southern area first, but we have to do that pretty quickly because there is a mortuary up here. And I want to get to that mortuary before around 15 minutes. Which might seem like quite a doing here. Let's see. So we're on 6. So we have 9 minutes to do that of game time. That should be okay, I think. I hope. Let's actually save it here. Okay. So over here, we have a scroll, we have a healing potion, we have a water arrow, and an empty vial. Me doctor says that I be poisoned. That ain't good, because he also says that I'll probably turn into a zombie when I die. So I'm writing this note in case you find me dead body. If I be zombie now, you has to use this holy water here to finish me off. I don't fancy the thought of walking around like a zombie. And like my doctor says, it ain't safe for nobody anyhows. That is true. Up here, and there's a dog here that you can't see, but you can hear. Here's a whole healing potion, and these ledges here are ice, so they're very slippery, very loud, and difficult to navigate. Let's see, we're going to reload. This is Westbridge then. Reward for the capture of Garrett, known to inhabit the old village and surrounding vicinities. 200 gold paid upon apprehension, alive or dismembered. 100 gold if dead. Okay, so it's better if I'm dismembered than if I'm just dead. So if somebody kills me, why wouldn't they just dismember me then, in order to get the 100 extra? Deliver unto Faustus, captain of the guard, Celestis Industries. So through these gates here, certain enemies will spawn at certain trigger points and come out. So if you know when that happens, you can avoid it by going a little bit quicker. Over here it's empty. But, let's see, we can, I believe. Mantle up here. We can head over here and you can find 2 more healing potions. At the end of this area. I'm going to show you all the healing potions I know about, anyway. Okay, so this is an establishment that we will get to soon. This is the road up to town square. Let me see. Up here on this ledge, there's also a healing potion right up there.
Is someone there? Hey.
So now, if we had been a little bit quicker here, then we wouldn't have spawned him, and we won't do that either. Let me see, I think we can get up here if we just do this. No, we can't. Okay. So you have to climb up from that side and go around. It's a little bit difficult to do that. Alright, so I'm going to go up here first now. I'm doing a little bit out of order from what I wanted to do. Listen to a conversation, then use that conversation for something.
Yes, it really is true. I heard it directly from Franticius myself. Happened earlier tonight. Some kind of...
Okay, they saw me, that's why they stopped the conversation. I want to follow one of them.
True. I heard it directly from Franticius myself. Happened earlier tonight. Some kind of slow-acting poison.
I don't know, Listus.
Huh?
It's a damn shame as far as I can see.
Since when did you start giving a damn about Master Celestus?
No, let the old swindler rot. It's just that I'll have to deal with his estate for my money.
And I suppose that Celestus died just to cheat you out of your last invoice.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I expect they took the body to Megafreeze. Perhaps tomorrow morning you can find some news there.
Good idea, Listus. But first, I've got some serious drinking.
So we want to stop this door from closing, because otherwise we have to pick it open. I don't like to do that. This is the infirmary. Grandius, attending surgeon. So in here, the receptionist. This door is pickable into the office of Grandius, attending surgeon. You can go in here if you want to. You don't need to go in here. But in here is a healing potion, and there is 2 water arrows and a readable scroll. Dr. Grandius, I've pursued your complaint regarding the town clock chimes that keep you and your patients awake at night. For the present time, it appears that nothing can be done by way of court action. However, I'm friendly with the man who operates the clock, and I found a way to persuade him to mute the late-night clanging. It seems that the sum of 20 gold per month will compensate him. Given that my own legal offices are also near those bells, perhaps we could split this costs. A.H. Franticius, Esquire. There's also a note here. Dr. Grandius, I am not well this night. The numbness in my legs grows as does the frequency of my vomiting. I write this note in the hope that you will visit my room promptly upon your return. Justincelus Celestus. So that is the guy that they talked about having passed away in the conversation here. This is the surgery room that we can pick open. There's nothing in there. Just a saw. I guess that's how they perform surgeries. Room 1 has nothing. Room 2 has a healing potion. And then room 3, do not disturb me unless you be the doctor for whom I sent. Justincelus Celestus.
I fear, Doctor, that I have been poisoned. Could they not have waited? I am old and soon to die, but I suppose that my money could not wait for the vultures.
All right. So now you can see that we lost some health. We're going to reload here because I don't want to wait this long. But we're going to read this, and then I do think that we are going to get an interaction with Alicia here as well. I want to skip this too because I want to save time. but we're going to take our time and do that so we get the story for my video. Property of Ustensilus Celestis, private. I do not know who has done this vile deed, but I strongly suspect Yolandis and Corbalus, given their evil eyes this past week. I had hoped Garrett might take charge and rid the Enterprise of such insects, but alas, the pestilence seems to have rid itself of me. I suspect not my former wives nor their greedy children, for I managed to attend to them before they were able to attend to me, except for Alicia, who managed to find her own grave apart from my plans here for her. At least Franticius can still be trusted.
Do I hear my friendly hallucination again?
I was hoping you would find this journal so you could see how my father was trying to kill me. How could you think I was spying on you for such a man?
Sorry, Lish, but I don't buy it. Your old man could have had you spying on me and you killed in the same breath.
Believe what you wish then, Garrett. But I see that you are running out of time.
What's in it for you, Lisha?
Always clever. Always watching your back. You don't trust anyone, do you, Garrett?
Least of all someone, or should I say something with an ulterior motive.
Then die, and become what I have become. A formless apparition.
Okay, so there we have it. So there's loot in here that we want. So now we got a little bit of backstory here. Alicia's trying to prove that she was trying to get killed, or... So we instead just want to go in here, get that, which is worth 50. That door was open, and this door we want to close. Okay. So now we're in the town square. Oh, I hate this guy over here. This is the guy that was involved in the conversation. He can't get through that door. He can still catch us. So here's the real clock. So you can see here that it runs, and it's just after 9. It started at 8:55. It's 9:02 now. So we have to get into the Mechanist Cathedral, which is over here. So we are now on the north side of the town square, and the cathedral entrance is here. There's one guard over there at this point, Hammerite, but we are not going to have to worry about him. He can't see us here anyway. So let me take a look. Here's another body, and here's a readable crumpled paper. Top part torn off. When you feel the end is near, please, for your family's sake, remove yourself from town so that your loved ones are not exposed to the danger of what you might become. If you wish, you may visit my office in the morning, and I will supply whatever final comforts I can. My deepest sympathies. A Grandius attending surgeon. Okay. So there is a riddle, 2 riddles actually, but one main one in the readable that actually coincides with the Easter eggs. So I haven't printed those riddles out, but you can easily read them, and it has to do with this clock tower, and it has to do with the east side of the clock tower, which is obviously the opposite side, the side towards the cathedral. So on that side, you are going to shoot either the number 3 or number 12. So that was the thief in there. Since the door was open, he heard me lose health. So that's what happens. So we need to shoot 12 or 3. There are actually 2 different secrets, 2 different Easter eggs if you shoot either of those. So you can do that with any arrow because nobody hears you, because the arrow is so far away. So we're going to do that right now. And it's preferential for us to get here as early as possible because there's nobody else around except for this Hammerite guard. So I like to shoot it from here. So this is the east side right here. So if you shoot the 3 o'clock, see if I can do that here. There? Why did the sound... Did the sound leave? Not sure why. But now we actually spawned on the north side of the gate. So we just moved actually a few feet onto this side. So that is from shooting 3, and that counted as a secret. So if you do that, you can transport yourself into this side of the town square. This is the lever that you actually can lean through the gate here and open. I'm not going to do that. But if you instead shoot the 12, there, then you get to another secret. And this is a big secret room here with a computer and big clocks over here that shows the time. And in this room there's a lot. Let me actually read this first. Welcome to my factory and clockworks, where all the clocks in this town were built before being shipped to the surface world above you. You are now 100 feet underground. And since time is of the essence, let me first tell you how to get back to the town when you're ready to leave. There are 2 pointy pyramids in this area. Just walk right up to either one, and this will send you back. So what is this place anyway, you might ask? Believe it or not, besides being my workshop, there's a spider or two you may see down here, which is the entire master clock for our town. As they slowly creep along their trigger events along the way, and these events include setting off clock chimes, opening doors, and other things I can't mention without getting into trouble with the builder himself. And believe you me, I don't want to mess with him. The last apprentice clocksmith got himself deleted. Good luck, and please put in a good word for me if you find things in the working order. And please don't say nothing if you ain't happy with my clocks. Okay, so in this room here, you have 3 bottles of wine, 3 healing apples, magic healing apples. If you eat one, your health will be restored full. You also have 3 gas arrows, 3 water arrows, a speed potion, a slow fall potion, an invisibility potion, 7 mines, 2 gas mines, 2 flash mines, 4 explosive charges, and 7 fire arrows. So we are going to need the loot, and we're going to need one of those healing apples. And then we can walk into one of those pyramids. And that'll spawn us back to the town square. And we get a new objective as well. It is impossible for us to get that loot and not get this objective. So if you want to loot, this objective has to happen. To whom much is given, much is also required. Help defend the town until 9:45. Optional, but for Supreme that means we have to do it. So that means that we cannot leave until 9:45. We actually don't have to do anything. It says help defend the town, but that doesn't mean we have to kill anybody or do anything to help anybody survive. It just means we have to stay here and not leave until 9:45. So that is required for us to get this checked off. If we leave before, it'll get cancelled and that'll bust Supreme. So now we want to head back down here. And we want to go in here. Pension Security Services, Private Investigation, Contract Guards, Alarm Systems, Background Checks, Special Assignments, no job too small. Closed until further notice. Interesting. So I'm going to reload there as well. Save a little bit of time.
Now this is odd. Mr. Private Security here didn't even bother to close his own front door.
The door got closed there automatically. In here there is a crumpled paper. Pinchenden, I'm exceedingly disturbed to find that you have not yet disposed of my present difficulties. For the money I have already paid, you were to remove those who threatened me with information. And for the money you were promised, you were to destroy that vermin of the old village, and yet he still lives. Do I find you busily at work scheming a solution to my dilemmas when I come to see you? No, for instead I find you asleep. I do not pay you to sleep. Frantitius, High Counselor and Acting Chief Executive, Celestis Industries. So Frantitius has then hired Pinchenden to kill us. That is what it seems like. Okay. So here's a safe that have been opened. If we go in here, I'm going to reload and do this quicker. In here there's a couple of pieces of loot.
Well, if it isn't my old friend, Pinchenden, I wonder what happened to you.
So here we have Pinchenden. And we have his diary. Business logbook, fiscal year 23, day 1. The annual meeting went well, and the investors have been paid for their dividends. Now back to work. Day 2. An assistant to the murder secretary in charge of idiocy at the office of the Viceroy arrived unannounced. Our region has been falling behind in the collecting of feral children for proper disposal, if I heard him correctly. I made pleasantries and vacant promises of support until the fool departed at long last. Just how can a few homeless children matter when murderers and thieves walk these very streets? Day 6. At the noon hour, Lady Sheridan arrived in a fluster asking me to investigate her husband. Seems he came home 3 nights this week wearing only women's undergarments. Some jobs really are too small. Now for some important business. I received word this afternoon from my corporate account stating that he wishes me to eliminate a certain vermin of the street, willing to pay 2,000 gold with that 1,000 down payment. Must be one hell-raising troublemaker, let me guess. Also, he appears interested in acquiring a certain optical device. He will meet with me tomorrow to discuss details. Day 7. This morning my corporate client brought forth the details of his intrigue. I am to acquire a mechanical human eye from the Hammers. An interesting assignment, but one better suited for a thief. Given my aversion to Cragslift Prison, I declined the job for now. Trespassing within the walls of a Hammerite cathedral is out of the question. I did attempt to raise the matter of the vermin, but was rebuffed. Apparently the deal is all or nothing. Day 12. The corporate client returned today, demanding in a fit of his characteristically overwrought bluster that I find a way to acquire that mechanical device for him. It appears that my competitors feel likewise about the Hammers, so now he comes crawling back to persuade Pinchenden with even more money. It's a tempting offer, but I have kept the Hammers at bay for 22 years, and I am not about to take any risks with them now. Once again I declined, whereupon he made his exit, muttering veiled threats in my general direction. Day 13. Nothing from the corporation at all today, so I contacted my old friend Faustus, who runs security up there. Thought he might know something. Yet I have just received word this evening, and it appears that Faustus know nothing about any mechanical eyes, but he did request more poisoned apples, which I gladly supplied. Day 14. Lady Sheridan paid another visit to discover what I might have learned regarding her wayward husband and the source of his undergarments. I had to invent awkward fables, since I haven't looked into this matter at all. Note to self, even small jobs require some attention. Day 15. My corporate client returns this evening, and now he has a plan. He claims that a courier will be transporting the mechanical eye this very night, and if I can muster my men quickly, it should be a simple matter to acquire the device with a minimum of trouble. I agreed to his plan provided the courier is not a Hammerite, and this, my client assures me, will be according to my requirements. It appears then that my ordeal with this mechanical eye can finally be resolved. Day 16. Disaster! The so-called courier was none other than the very daughter of Master Celestus himself, and somehow Lady Alicia was bludgeoned during the operation. I have interviewed all my men, and none admit to the killing, nor do I suspect them greatly, given the look in their eyes. But to be safe, I have taken the usual precautions. Note to self, replenish my supply of slow-acting poison. Day 17. After careful investigation, I am convinced that all will be well. Strangely, there have been no suspicions regarding the death of Lady Alicia. The corporate client is pleased with events, and the old man himself paid no attention to anyone at her funeral, except his physicians. Now I wish I had not poisoned my men. Day 24. Sleep comes in small doses. Somehow I finally disturbed the dead after all these years spent adding to their ranks. For a ghost, as best as I can determine, has decided to haunt me here and even at the brothels where I have sought refuge. Tonight I drank myself into a stupor, but with no relief whatsoever. Day 25. Following a long sleepless night, I was startled this morning by McGatfrey, the mortician, who came crying into my office seeking his missing daughter. After some simple investigation, I had the unfortunate duty to inform him that her body had just been found beneath an opening in the river ice. Witnesses saying that she was being chased by bounty hunters seeking feral children when she fell through into the river. Very sad, even for me, to deliver the sodden body unto her father, still clutching her doll. Day 31. Today my corporate client reaffirmed his wish for me to exterminate that vermin of the old village. And to this requirement he has added a new request for me relieve him of a certain personal headache. Blackmailers, as he calls them, have apparently unearthed some previous intrigue, and they demand money for their silence. This second item may be a difficult, since I have learned how one man's blackmailer can be another man's opportunist, and we opportunists must stick together. Day 37. I am not well. It has been a fortnight since I have come to be continually haunted. The apparition arrives in my sleep and insists that I do its bidding. Only after I obey him am I relieved, until I must again repeat my slated delivery tasks. Much more of this haunting, and I will most certainly take a double dose of what I am now spreading about town. Day 42. Today I received word, I believe it was today, from somebody complaining about contracts I made with him. But the details of his tirade escapes me, as do most other thoughts. I can no longer sleep at night, and I'm driven mad by these continuous ghostly visitations. This afternoon I drove poor Lady Sheridan down the street with the back of my sword, thinking her at first to be the apparition of my dreams. I hope she's not too upset, for she has been a valued customer. Day 44. More evil abounds, or perhaps we are relieved of it. This very evening I have learned that Master Celestus lies at death's door. No one in this town will miss his dark cloud when it finally passes, cold-fisted soul that he is. In another time, I might be glad for the ensuing intrigue and maneuvering that this will certainly create. Such times are always good for my business, but now I just need to sleep. Day 46. I am at an end. The apparition gives me no rest at all, and so I have chosen to fight it among the netherworlds. Now I drink this potion, now I finally sleep.
Now that's what I call a serious hallucination.
Yes, quite. Pinchendon tried to kill me 3 times, so as far as I'm concerned, he had it coming to him.
And he finally got to you on his 4th try?
No. His occasional employer, the mysterious corporate client of his journal, became so annoyed by delays that he killed me himself. Just as I suspect, he is also trying to kill you.
But why?
His name is Frantitius, my father's former High Counselor. And right now, he's the most powerful executive within Solustus Industries. Frantitius wrote the contract that my father gave to you, so he knows exactly how you could one day claim the Enterprise as your own. Yet Frantitius wants the Enterprise for himself.
He can have it.
But until you are dead, Garrett, there will always be a question of legitimacy.
So, how did he manage to poison me?
I can't tell you everything, Garrett. Besides, you wouldn't believe me even if I did tell you. I suggest you visit the legal offices owned by Frantitius. He spends most of his time there, so I'm sure you'll find all the evidence you need.
What, and kill this guy for my trouble?
Your choice. Yet, it would be a waste of time to kill him now.
Okay, so that's...
Strange. She doesn't seem to want revenge. So just what the hell does she want?
So that proves that it is Frantitius that are trying to kill us. So here is a key that if you use it, it disappears, and this unlocks the door just by this gate. So that will then take us into the northern area. But taking that key is unnecessary, and you leave this door unlocked. So I'm definitely not going to use that method. Instead, we're going to go back here. We're going to take a fire poker here. This we have to pick.
Well, well, if it isn't my old friend, Pinchendon.
A clock.
I wonder what happened to you.
Clock and a ring, total 370. That's all that we can take before we leave and head for the northern area. This door here closed on its own, so I'm not going to leave that open. I'm going to leave it the way it was now. So we are going to head down here. So over here, there's a... Let's see. This is a pickable chest that you can pick open. And that has actually 3 speed potions and 4 water arrows in it, if you want that. I don't need any of those, so I'm good there. We've used the 1 arrow that we are going to use. That was our water arrow. So now we're actually heading north. We're going to get to an area where the ice is actually going to break, unless we stay at the northern end. It's right back here. If you do that, it won't break. I'm going to make a real save and see how far we've gotten. 10. Ooh. Yeah, that should be okay. Save it here. So now we have a warehouse here. Let me show you a few things here. There is a chest up there that we're going to pick for loot, so I'll go reload and do that when we are going to move on. Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't have a rope arrow. Okay, yeah, that's right. So up here is a healing potion. You can also see there's a gas arrow, and on top of, you can barely see it over here, there are 2 fire arrows. There's 2 gas arrows and 1 there. So those are 3 items you have in this warehouse. Back here is a body that I think is a sleeping zombie, to be honest with you. Head over here. This is the door and the gate that I just showed you from the other side. So on the east and the west side, there are stationary thieves here. So you can't walk along there without getting caught. There's also a ledge. A ledge up here where there's a patrolling archer. Okay. Here is also a body, and I think this also is a sleeping zombie. There's the other
it was just nothing.
Thief there on the west side. So in here, there's a holy water vial.
What did I hear?
Go to the other end, there is a healing potion here.
Come on now. I won't hurt you.
So that's pretty much all there is in this area. So we're going to pick the lock on this. It's worth 87, this purse. It's probably the loot from these thieves or something. 457. Now in order to get out of here, there's a couple of gates around here that we can't get to right now. I'm going to wait for this archer to go back. That's a little bit unfortunate. There is a healing potion that you can see in the very, very corner there. Can you see it? I'm not sure if you can, but there is one. And he is also carrying 3 broadhead arrows. Look at the time here, 11:45. Yeah, we should be good here. I don't think that's a problem. It can be a little bit tricky to get, because we basically have to go, we're in this building right now. We have to go northeast over to McGatfrey's area. If we lose health here, they will hear me. Just said that, and then he didn't hear me. We have to wait for this archer to come by. Losing a lot of health here, back to back. There we go. Okay, so this is then, we're just southwest of McGatfries. That's what you see over there. You can drop down here and go back into that area. There are levers that take you one direction only. Stop here. Same thing here. That'll take you back into the warehouse area, but this is a one-way gate. And this will take you to the southwest corner of McGatfries. So I'm going to go over here now. Up here's a balcony, and the mortician is there. I don't think he actually alerts us. At least I've never had him do that. Okay. Now, in order to prevent picking two locks at McGatfries, I'm going to wait for a couple of guards coming by here. They will open the front doors, and those we have to pick if not. And there's another door to an office in there that we also have to pick, but that's a part of their patrol route. So I'm going to use their patrol route instead in order to get that done. Now what we can do... which I assume is only a new dark feature that you can do. Here's a healing potion. You can walk over here. Access a bathroom window. If you go over to this side, you can hear some patrollers. You can follow this ledge all the way around.
It is a very bad choice for us to leave, my husband. For if we depart tonight, the Hammers are sure to accuse us as well.
No, Ida. I do not agree.
But, Timidas, could we not just stay and tell them what they wish to know? Only our son hath gone over to the other side. Surely our confessions of loyalty will be enough to satisfy the Hammers?
No, Ida. The Hammers will not be satisfied with us until our entrails are spread across their dungeon floor. We must leave tonight.
So over here, another conversation about the insurrection here. So here you have a slow fall potion and a healing potion that you can get to. Here is the mortician right there. One other thing I wanted to show you that I forgot to show you here. You can see that there's a button there, and that is actually another secret that we're not going to do, because if you shoot that with an arrow, you'll open a door that you see right there, and the brown grid-shaped window opens, and that'll get you out to the balcony where there are a couple of explosive charges. We obviously don't need that. We're going to mantle in here. Okay, in here you have 2 more healing potions, a holy water vial, and 3 water arrows. I'm going to head into the bedroom here.
Judy. She always likes an adventure. When you bring her home from the other side of time, she'll be so happy again.
So now we actually got a new objective. McGadfrey's little girl would like her dolly to have an adventure. Take the doll with you. And we have to do that. I don't think that this can be used for anything. And this one doesn't work. Okay. In here, this is McGadfrey's bedroom. Bottle of wine and a goblet. And this is the pocket watch. So if you just walk up close to it, you will check off the objective of finding the pocket watch. And now we don't have our compass. I can't select the compass. I don't have it. So it disappears. Now we have an artifact as well, total 552. So now I have some inside information, and I'm sure that some of you that have been around the forum know this as well. The author, Frobber, I believe lost his daughter in death as well. And I think maybe that this person or this little girl here is supposed to be a representation of his daughter, or at least sort of made in honor of his daughter or something like that. And I believe there is a doll too that is involved, Judy here, that perhaps was the doll of his daughter. So this is very much a personal part of the story of his life incorporated into the mission. And I'm thinking that maybe that is a reason why this mission is also very bleak and dreary and manifestation of his emotional state, which is totally understandable. So a sad story in an actual sad account for him. So I believe that's the reference that is appropriate to make here. Sad, of course. So this door here is pickable. Now I don't want to pick that either, so that's why I came in through the bathroom window. There is another readable we can read here. My dearest Cavador, I have begun this letter many times only to realize how I am asking the impossible. But even if there is some chance, then I must ask. In my position of Hammerite Deacon and City Mortician, I often learn of unusual theories and superstitions regarding the resurrection of the dead. Most often it is nothing more than the hysterical rantings of the bereaved in the throes of their grief. But one man, quite composed in fact, made a strange claim recently. He says that your master may be the guardian of a strange machine that can somehow undo the past. And so I must ask you, even beg you, as one who has recently lost my own daughter, is there a way for this? Would it be possible to undo a night nearly 3 weeks ago, on that third day of the Raven Moon, when bounty hunters chased her into the river, thinking her to be a feral child? I would not even ask, but how can... it must be madness. And here's a picture. Now, I don't know if that is a picture of the author's daughter, but it seems likely that it could be. So if anyone has any extra information there, please let me know or put it in the comments. So we're going to leave back through the... bedroom here. And this is tough to do because you have to close the bedroom window at the same time, which we did. 552, that's good. So we're going to wait for those guards now. Actually, I'm going to make a real save here. Yeah, 1558. They should be right around the corner. Sometimes if we go up to this gate here, there we go. Here they are. Good timing. So they are the ones that will use the front door. So we can use that and block the door as they come. So we can wait right here for that. They should be on their way. Free Mortuary. Yeah. So that is just to skip or to prevent 2 lockpicks. And we have to wait now until the time reads 50 minutes. So that's 35 more minutes. And we don't have that much left to do. That is mandatory to do for us in town. So we should be good here. Actually, let me make a real save here. So there I lost health right as they were close by. So then we of course have to reload because that's a bust. Okay. Let's read this. The Honorable Justinsius Celestus, Second Lord and Master of the Enterprise. Family and friends are herewith invited to offer condolences in the space provided in this book. Nice funeral home you got here, Magat. Been meaning to have a look-see. Me stepdaddy dying and all. But as far as this Master Celestus fellow you has all laid out, you can let the old bastard rot in your backyard like them other people they just found down south. He ain't been kind to nobody, and burning up his body is nothing but a waste of good firewood. I knows I can't write this in this book, because nobody else will. That prick having no family and friends that he ain't already killed off himself. You know something? If I weren't so drunk, I'd swear I'd heard that corpse of yours wheezing. I hope you ain't burying nobody who ain't dead already. I'll have to write a note to your mum. Gotta go for now. Maybe we can meet for a drink sometime. Oh, by the way, sorry about puking up your lawn last night. It's all soaked in and frozen by now, so it shouldn't stink none till springtime. Right, so they are going to go into the area where the body is on display. We're going to head up here. So this is the door to the bedroom then. So in Old Dark you would have to pick this because you can't mantle up on the outside. 2 gold candlestick and a gold plate, total 662. And there's also, I think, 2 fire arrows in here. And out here, this is where those explosive charges are, and this area here is what will open up if you hit that button that you can see on the outside here from below. Oh yeah, I didn't save it there. So we just need the loot here, really. So this is where that conversation that we overheard is supposed to take place, but there is nobody in there.
Choice for us to leave, my husband. For if we
And out here you have who I assume to be McGatfrey himself, the mortuary, or maybe some family member here. So we have to wait now until the guards come back, because this door is the door to the main office downstairs, and we have to get in there. We can pick it, but I also want to avoid that. So by doing it this way, we can avoid picking any of the 3 locks in this building. I just don't like leaving those open if we don't have to, or unlocked if we don't have to. So you want to block it like that, and then we probably want to wait until they come back out. Hopefully we're not going to lose any health. And alert them. I don't think that these guys come back in here. I think this is a one-time patrol. Actually. Okay, so now we lost health again here. Oh, he did hear that. Man. They will hear that unless we are far away. Yeah, he hears that. Because we basically just have to wait until we don't lose any health here. So that, of course, is allowed. That's not an engine exploit because we're being alerted or detected here. But like reloading so that we don't lose any health, that I would feel would be an engine exploit. Okay, they were too far away to hear that this time. Okay, in here is a silver fire poker. That is worth 25, I think. Total 687. And there's a locked desk here that we cannot pick open. We can find the key in here. This is just some kind of a storage room. Up here you have 7 holy water arrows. No, water arrows. And you have 3. No, yeah, 3 holy water vials. There's 2 in 1 here, actually. There's a key. It's the key for the desk that we need. There's nothing else of interest in here besides this book. Burial of the Undead, a reference manual for the practicing mortician. Published by the King's Association of Morticians and Undertakers. Woe unto thee who refuseth knowledge of the undead. Amahus, first high priest of the Hammerite order. Introduction. In the present day, many of the King's practicing morticians no longer accept the existence of the undead, or as they are more commonly called, zombies. But zombieism remains a treacherous reality made all the more dangerous by our very own disbelief. During the 9 years prior to this publication, 17 morticians have been discovered gored and dismembered by these mythical entities. And of those 17 unfortunate souls, 2 later became zombified themselves. What are the undead? According to the Hammerites who have bravely studied a number of the deceased with this condition, it appears that the undead are actually quite dead in earnest. Yet it also appears that a magical force is at play, which causes the observed ambulatory motions. In some cases, these zombies are enraged without reason, whereas the other times they appear to be under the direct control of a darker power. Whatever the source of their evil, these are extremely dangerous beings and must be handled with excessive caution. Handling of the undead. Our association has concluded that preservation of the undead is needlessly dangerous, and whenever possible we strongly recommend that the zombized corpse be completely and immediately destroyed by way of a thorough dousing of holy water, followed by the complete burning of all dispersed remnants. However, it's also understood that some members of the rich and powerful may insist on a normal funeral. In such unpleasant circumstances, we recommend the following. Funeral procedure for the undead. 1. While on display, the corpse must be sandwiched between 2 solid masonry slabs. The top cover weighing at least 50 stone. Such will trap an enraged zombie and provide an opportunity for mourners to escape an untimely awakening. 2. The corpse must be doused 4 times daily with 1/4 concentration of holy water mixed with ordinary water. This will greatly subdue symptoms without causing dismemberment. 3. Several vials of fully concentrated holy water must be kept on hand at all times in case of emergencies. 4. Upon the conclusion of the ceremonies, the corpse must be immediately and thoroughly dismembered by way of a liberal applications of holy water. 5. All body parts must be collected and burned, and these ashes stored inside a sturdy metal casket, which is then heat welded shut. 6. The casket must be buried 6 cubits deep in an unmarked grave far away from human habitation. If possible, this grave should be located near the base of an active volcano with substantial lava flows. Wow, a little bit overboard here maybe? Final warnings. In all situations involving the undead, never touch the body. Use wooden instruments and thick leather gloves, all of which must be burned along with the corpse. Never bury a zombie's corpse whole. Some have been known to scratch and claw their way through several feet of solid stone, leaving the cemetery after 50 or 100 years of burial. In all cases, the zombie's corpse must be destroyed. Okay. So the key that we took will open this. The key will disappear, and we can't even close the desk, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's not a bust, but it's annoying. In here you have a purse worth 57, total 744. You have 3 fire arrows, and we have a scroll that we're not going to take, but I want to read it still. Mortician McGatfrey, why this onslaught of zombieism in recent days? Yet again I witnessed the zombieized corpse in the making. He is Master Celestus, the owner of the very enterprise by the same name. This moment he lies gasping for breath at my infirmary, and by the symptoms and chemical tests, there's no doubt of his condition. Given his place in our society, it will be required that his situation remain untold, and that his funeral be conducted under the customary pretenses for the undead of high estate. The body will be prepared with the usual safeguards at my office, then brought forthwith to you, A. Grendius, attending surgeon. Okay, so yeah, we have to leave this open here. And now we can close this. If we take a look over here, this is then where...
Well, old man, I really wish I could say how sorry I am to see you go. But then I'd be joining all the other liars in this town.
That's, I guess, true. And here's a holy water vial that should be kept on hand at all times, as the directions said. This is then a pickable door into the office, the back door. So now we can leave the establishment like this. Now we are going to head over to the town square. There is the attorney's office, Frantitius, that we're going to visit, and that's the last place that we haven't visited yet. And then we should wait for 9:45 and be able to leave. But there's a lot of zombies and guards that are going to spawn here that probably already has started to spawn. Up here takes you to dead end area, I think. Let me show you that. Oh no, it doesn't. It takes you to a bridge. To all citizens in good standing, it's required for thee to deliver unto Celestus Industries all feral children discovering roaming the streets. Any citizen found to harbor such children, not of their own making, will likewise be delivered unto the enterprise. So ordering by Pavlovstorm, Viceroy of Fasithius the Just. I'm assuming almost that that's the 9:15 bell. I don't know, but I think so. Now, this is where we came from back there. See, some of the guards are there as well. And here is a corpse. That is a sleeping zombie. There's a holy water next... No, not a holy water, a healing potion next to it. Over here is a pickable chest that holds 4 mines. This can obviously be useful if you don't ghost against undead. We're going to head over here. Okay, we can go in there if we reload here. I'm going to show you showed you.
When I find you, you'll regret it. Yeah, oh yeah, have another. Hey!
Over here is a little animation that we can watch. So that is actually a woman that is then now turning into a zombie. Here you also have 6 fire arrows. And then behind here there are 2 more healing potions. Yeah. There. So she is actually a sleeping zombie, but you can see her sort of turning. So we're going to head up here. So I think maybe we are getting in before the rush.
What's that over there?
Oh yeah, he saw us. We go a little bit faster here. There. So here we are safe. Unless we lose health here. Let's see. So that's a door that some enemies spawn out of. Over here. We can't actually go in there, but there are tons of enemies that come out of that door. Okay, this is the same one that we read earlier. So now we are where we triggered one of the secrets. Oops. Okay, good. He went back. There we go. This is Frantitius, Beasley, and Waxman, attorneys at law. Okay. So now you can see the time is 9:16 or so. So I'm going to make a real save here. We need to then wait until it's 9:45 and observe the proceedings in the streets. But we do need to attack, or not attack, but hit this office first. So we'll do that next, and then we will probably see some action occurring in the streets after that. So now a couple of archers have spawned. So there are 2 archers with pickable arrows. If you're looking for the pickpockets, those are 2 that I haven't shown you. One is coming right here. So I'm going to pick the lock on this door. We have to do that. The other door there is also possible to enter, but that can only be opened by from the inside and only by an enemy. Okay. So then we have to pick. And now we're going to overhear a conversation. Now I actually want to eat my magic healing apple so that I heal myself fully. This is not considered a bust. This doesn't go against any rules. It's only potions that go against rules. So I'm going to do that so that I don't die here. In order to avoid picking this lock afterwards, I'm going to go out and block that because one of the guards is going to come through this door. We're going to listen to a conversation now.
Ah, yes, Pinchenden. He was stiff competition for us. A shame how he terminated his own life. Such a dissatisfying end to our mutual rivalry.
Pinchenden is of no concern to me any longer. I have need of someone like you, Krastius. Someone who does not sleep, and especially someone who knows better than to investigate my private affairs.
Counselor Frantitious, I can assure you that I do not sleep when there is valuable information to be learned. Yet as to these private affairs of which you speak, it is far too late for me to make such an unlikely promise. For it is impossible for me to ignore the truth of your involvement in the death of Lady Alicia, and even of the Master himself.
What? What? How can this be? Again, someone dares to threaten me with information. Twice in as many weeks, I am investigated behind my very own back by scum such as you. What is it about your kind that must tread upon the intimate details of their employers? Am I not the master of Celestis Industries? Am I not to be obeyed? You are to learn what I tell you to learn, and you are to do what I pay you to do, and nothing more. Is that understood? Or must I be forced to find yet another investigator who understands the proper bounds of his responsibilities?
But my dear Franticius, you cannot escape our kind so easily with your bluster. Was it not your very own hand which did slay Lady Alicia and poison the Master himself? The information of such treachery must come with a price.
Get out before I have my guards throw you out.
As you wish, Counselor. But we will have a payment from you tomorrow. And only then will we continue the task of destroying that vermin as you have instructed. We do not wish to receive a payment from you under false pretenses.
Come on now, come on! I'll find you. Damn it. Hiding won't save you, thief.
Okay, I'm trying to block the door here. There we go. I'm gonna block this door too. There. Good. Can take 2 statues in here. Total 894. This is F. Lee Beasley, Esquire, partner. And this is T.H. Waxman, Esquire, junior partner. You can't frob any of those doors. So I think we're going to leave this door open here. In this room, we also had 4 mouse arrows in this one and 1 healing potion. Close that. So there are some fights going on in the streets now. But yeah. So this is Franticius' office then. Here's an artifact worth 20. We have 2 gold candlesticks, and then a painting that is openable by frobbing this book, and that's the last secret that we can find. Here's a purse worth 189, total 1203. There's a healing potion, and then there's the key for the desk here. Close this back. Open this desk and get the final piece of loot. Total 1223. That's max loot for the mission. We're also going to be able to get the Cathedral Gate key. Then I'm going to read this Hammerite scroll. Counselor Franticius, thy proposal for legal services is accepted. All documents regarding the poor workmanship of our security walls wilt be provided unto thee at a meeting of the deacons, the 25th day of the Raven Moon, at the 8 o'clock evening hour. A front gate key will be given unto thee, and Deacon McGatfrey shall escort thee if thou desireth a guide. Rumors abound of insurrection, and therefore we must require of thee to make thy exit prior to the 10th hour, lest thou find thyself locked within our humble establishment. The main battlement doors being closed, fast and unmovable at that hour. To facilitate additional meetings, thy front gate key may be kept as long as thou hast dealings with us. Philuxus, High Vicar. So I'm going to reload, not to have to replace that. We also cannot reclose or relock this gate. So this is the readable that will provide evidence about who's trying to kill us, although we already know it's Franticius. Counselor Franticius, the untimely demise of Inspector Pinchenden is regrettable. He was an admirable competitor, but be assured that I will provide the professional security and investigative services you deserve. For 5,000 gold, I will rid you of the vermin, the one named Garrett, and I will gladly meet with you at your earliest convenience to receive initial payment along with information that might aid in his destruction. Regards, Crastus, Senior Security Officer. And that checks off the objective. We're going to see Alicia again now.
So, looks like I'm worth 5,000 gold to this Franticius. I suppose it really doesn't hurt his cause to kill off everyone with a legitimate claim, like me.
And it does not hurt his cause to eliminate my father's daughter as well.
No, wait. I don't want to do that. I want to... Let's see here. I want to block that door over there so it doesn't lock on me.
So, looks like I'm worth 5,000 gold to this Franticius. I suppose it really doesn't hurt his cause to kill off everyone with a legitimate claim, like me.
Okay, so the other door too there? I guess we can walk out of that door, so I guess we'll deal with it.
So, looks like I'm worth 5,000 gold to this Franticius. I suppose it really doesn't hurt his cause to kill off everyone with a legitimate claim, like me.
And it does not hurt his cause to eliminate my father's daughter as well, since I was the last rightful heir to my father's estate.
And so this whole charade tonight is to get me to kill Franticius, because you can't?
Kill Franticius now? You do not understand anything. If you had killed him a few months ago, it would have been worth the trouble. But now, it's too late. Tonight, you must save yourself. That is all that matters. Once you are finally cured, after this terrible poison has been neutralized, then will I finally rest in peace, knowing that you have been saved.
Is that all you want? To help me so that you can finally rest in peace?
I failed to warn you because I could not reach you in time on the night I was killed. But now I give you this one last chance. Do what the Keepers say, Garrett, and all will be well.
Why do ghosts always worry so much about unfinished business? Come on, Garrett. Pull yourself together. This is just another hallucination. Which means that I'm running out of time.
Okay. So let's actually read Doctor's advice. Didn't read that in the beginning of the mission. Garrett, the blood sample you supplied reveals what I feared most. You have been poisoned, and worse, it is a magical element, and I cannot cure you by any means. This poison does not always kill in the normal sense of the word. Zombieism is a distinct possibility in your case. Healing potions will help you for a time, but beware, when you begin to feel strong pains upon drinking such a potion, then the end is near, and you must remove yourself from others for their safety. If you wish, you may visit my office in the morning, and I will supply some final comforts. My deepest sympathies, A. Grandius, attending surgeon. Okay. So now, let's make another real save. So we are now at 30, so we basically have 20 more minutes until it hits 9:45.
Who goes there?
So he heard that. So yeah, we just have to observe proceedings right here. So there are mostly guards now. It's now 9:23, 24. At around 9:30, there's going to be a little horde of zombies released. And I'm going to open this. We, of course, need to remember to close this. There are the guards that left here earlier. They do come back and use this door. So I've got to be a little bit careful. So yeah, I guess I should give a shout out to Fortuny and to Glypher, because this mission here actually had big problems being able to be finished. When I playtested this, and we both Fortuny and I playtested it quite a bit and found that you couldn't actually get to 9:45. The mission crashed to the desktop. So I didn't think it would be possible to actually perfect Supreme Ghost. But him and Glypher discovered that it's the conversation between Franticius and Crastus, is that the guy's name, that generates a script that repeats multiple times, apparently hundreds of times. And that ends up depleting the memory and then crashes the game after a while. So I was never able to make it longer than around 9:40 before I got the crash. But I'm running it with a DML now that fixes that problem. So that's why it's taken a little bit longer for me to record this mission successfully. But the way it is now, it should run its course to 9:45. So yeah, it's only because of a very hardworking and very accommodating community that we are able to play some of these older missions, because there are some breaks, both because of New Dark and simply because of fixes that were, or errors that were never fixed. So I'm happy this can be completed now in its intended form. So I like to stay here until 9:30, and then when the undeads are released, we should be able to have the undeads. They usually end up killing the mechanists over here, and then we can run over and wait over by the gate, and then we are just by the exit point, and we can at 9:45 just leave. So yeah, let's just sit back and see what happens. So feel free to skip forward, of course. So here we have the first wave. There's a little wave of zombies that usually gets released now, and then a bigger wave with haunts and other zombies a little bit later. So this isn't really a wave, it's more two of them. I think they actually get released from an area closer to the mortuary. Oh, there's three of them. So let's see if any of the mechanists actually spot them. I'm not sure if they will.
Hurry! Over here! Help!
In the shadow.
We'll find you soon enough.
So we, of course, want to observe this.
What the? Try and catch this!
Okay, so normally the zombies don't end up killing the mechanist. No, the Hammerites. But I guess that's the case now. That means we can probably move over to the gate a little bit better.
I gotta pay for
Who's
you.
there? Did you say something? I see him. Help! Over here! Oh my! Murderers! Help! Over here!
So there he saw me. That was just annoying. We have to replay that scenario. Can't always control that. That was just unfortunate. We do want to end up with that scenario, though, that the Hammerites die pretty early so that we can go over to the gate and hang out there, because we're not going to get caught over there. We might get caught here just by search maneuvers like you just saw. So the zombies probably ended up heading now southwest of the clock tower, maybe down to the bridge even. So if the Hammerites end up hitting the zombies hard enough, then they actually can make them splat. There you go. So the Hammerites hits is actually strong enough to destroy the zombies. So we do have to have those two Hammerites gone. We can sneak over there without them being dead, but not if they're alerted like this. But that shouldn't be an issue, I think. Let's make another real save here. There are usually some haunts that come out of the door over by the barrel there around this time, so we should be waiting for them. There we go. Speak of the sun and it shines, or not the sun exactly. So now we should have some action going on here. Oh, come on.
Thou shalt not hide forever.
Our God is tested to me.
Okay, I can't have that because I think the zombie heard that. So we can't risk being caught here.
Where art thou, villain? Thou canst not stay in shadows forever. Thou shalt not hide forever.
So we can't lose, obviously, more health than we have left here. If we go down to dying, of course we have to reload. But I haven't had a problem losing that much. We'll just see how far we go here. both of the Hammerites are still left here. Another haunt that spawned that I just saw, so see if hopefully those two can be gotten rid of. I can't see them now. One of them survived. Both of them survived, okay. Maybe another wave that got released now. See one guy there. Maybe some more from over here soon. So that was from me? Was it? Must have been, because it didn't alert now. I think this guy's in a constant first alert state, so I don't want to risk that. We've got about 6 or 7 minutes of game time left here now. But we do kind of need to have those... Strange. Well, that is not from me, guaranteed. I have no idea what that's from, but that's not from me. I'm worried that once 9:45 comes around that we're not going to be able to sneak over to the gate there now unseen. We do have a save, a hard save to fall back on if need be. And if that's what it takes to get Perfect Supreme, then sure.
Who is that there? Speak thyself. Let the builder's metal bring thy stone.
Now that other green guard there is just facing the cathedral gate, which is also horrible for us. gonna see if there's something going on the other side of the town here. Nothing so far. Well, if this doesn't get better, then we do have to replay it from the last real save, which was right around 9:30, wasn't it? Here's a haunt. He could do some damage. Let's hope.
Who is that there? Speak thyself. By the builder's hand.
So he did not have any left. Great. This is great, 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 great. Now those 3 guards just went in an instant, basically. And the bells are going to toll any second here now. So if this haunt now can leave, which he will. He will continue patrolling and then he will be out of his way. Out of our way. We're good on health too. We're not going to lose that much health between now and in a minute or so. So yeah, we took 1 healing apple, but that is okay, because there's no rule that says you can't heal. It only says healing no, it only says potions, and that involves healing potions. There we go. Let's real save it there. We can see that we have the optional objective checked off. Let's see here. Key disappears. Nobody's in sight, so obviously nobody saw us here. Close that and we can leave.
Not now. Got to stay awake.
Great, awesome. I'm happy that that worked on the end there on the first try. We didn't have to replay it. That haunt was our saving grace. So that was a successful, perfect Supreme Ghost of Keeper of the Prophecies Mission 2 Hallucinations. Total time 56 minutes, 12 seconds. We found all the loot, 1,223. We picked 0 out of 3 pockets. 2 of those pockets are arrows. Probably all 3 of them are arrows, aren't they? Or probably 3 archers then, I'm not sure. Locks picked 4. No backstabs, no knockouts, no damage dealt, and 15 damage taken from the scripted event of us losing 1 damage at a time. And that is okay. That is totally okay, because that's scripted. That's not a bust. So that is not up to you. We're not taking the damage. It's the mission author that have decided that we're going to take damage. Healing taken is okay. We took 9 from 1 to 10. And then we lost a little bit more afterwards. Innocents killed none. Others killed 0. Iron Beast destroyed 0. Disabled 0. Bodies discovered by enemies 3. And secrets found 2 out of 4. The 2 that we did not take was the button at McGatfrey's in order to access the explosive charge on his balcony. We don't need that, and it's a waste of an arrow. And also being able to shoot the 3 o'clock number in the east side of the tower will spawn us to the north side of the gate, but that is not required or necessary, and it also is a waste of an arrow. So campaign totals, time so far 2 hours, 33 minutes, 7 seconds. Loot so far 37 for 34. Total damage dealt 0 and received 15. So the next mission in this campaign is mission 3, Insurrection. So that is not going to be the next mission I'm going to do. The next mission is going to be a surprise. Partly because I haven't 100% decided yet, but also because it's a mission that I haven't talked about before. So we'll just have to wait and see. The next video might be the Dark Mud, it might be Thief, I don't know, it depends a little bit on which one I am in the mood of recording, but I have usually one mission ready for each of those games. So I hope you really enjoyed this. Please give me a feedback on this mission, what you think of it, and I will see you back next time. Stay safe everyone, and have a good night. Bye bye.